My name is John Alobri. I am Director of Sales and Marketing for AEMC Instruments. We're going to talk about the AEMC MTX 3200 series digital multimeter. This is a new and unique series of products. There are 4 models in the family. Its unique feature and capability is it has, first and foremost, a 100,000 count display. That means it has 7-digit resolution and has accuracies down to 0.2%. Extremely accurate device, extremely high performing device, but yet in a handheld package. Very comfortable in field use as well as lab use and design use. Another feature of this product is instead of a rotary switch, it has an electronic push button switch. These are direct access switch positions for measuring volts, frequency, resistance, amperage, temperature, capacitance, and diode checking. The fact that it's an electronic switch rather than a rotary switch makes it very convenient for one-hand operation. You can hold it in your hand and make a function selection using the same hand. You don't need to use your second hand to do that. It has a LCD backlit display. The display is capable of showing 4 lines of data. So we can show the main variable you're measuring, for example, volt, and then also show min, max, and average over time of that voltage measurement or current measurement or resistance measurement, whatever it is. It has a smart feature. If we can focus in on the back here for a minute, you'll see that the inputs on the back, we have one for volts, a common, one for current, and we have an optically coupled USB. It is smart meter in that I could have the amp position pressed on the front panel, but if I have my leads plugged into the voltage input, the meter is smart enough to change over and measure volts without hurting it. Conversely, same with amperage or ohms. I could be in the ohms position and yet still measure current. The unit is intelligent enough to know what's on the input and adjust accordingly. There are some direct access buttons here on the front panel. A unique function and feature of this product is it can display results in direct engineering unit. For example, if I'm in the voltage position and I'm measuring a millivolt signal, but that millivolt signal equates to pressure in pounds per square inch. I have a math function. We can go into the math position. I can tell the unit what the millivolt equivalent is to pounds per square inch, or the current equivalent to pounds per square inch, or resistance if that's what it is. And then I can save that mathematical relationship to a favorites button. So now the operator can simply turn the unit on, press a button, and be measuring in pounds per square inch, even though the unit is taking in a voltage or a current or a resistance measurement or a temperature measurement. So it can be read directly in engineering units, and those units can be saved for further use. It has a spec position button, and the spec position button, we show you the tolerance deviation from what you're measuring. If I'm measuring frequency at 60 hertz and I want to know the meter's tolerance about that measurement, if I press the spec button, I'll see the high and low readings about what I'm measuring. In other words, what's the lowest it could possibly be, the highest it could possibly be, gives me my resolution there. In the relative button, we can measure deviation from a standard variable. No matter which function I'm measuring, volts, hertz, ohms, amps, etc. I take a measurement, press the relative button, that becomes my 0 reference point. From then on, the instrument is measuring deviation, plus or minus, and showing it on the display from that point. It is also a data logger and a recorder. We can show information alphanumerically in a digital display, as well as a chart, a graph underneath it. Or we can show it as all text. It'll store up to 6,500 data points in memory. It comes equipped with an optically coupled USB, where we can download that data to the computer or live stream it to the computer to use the computer's memory. There are several models are available with Bluetooth communication, so we can wirelessly communicate from the instrument back to the computer. In recapping, it's a handheld digital multimeter with a 100,000 count display capable of measuring on the voltage range up to 1,000 volts, AC or DC, on the current range up to 20 amps, direct input, but then we'll also work with current measuring probes measuring up to several thousand amps. It can measure frequency up to 2 gigahertz and down as low as 10 hertz, and it can measure resistance up to 50 gigohms. It also measures temperature using an RTD or a thermocouple input in both degrees centigrade or degrees Fahrenheit, and it can measure capacitance from a few nanofarads up to 100 millifarads. The unit is Cat 4 rated at 600 volts, Cat 3 rated to 1000 volts, and is UL approved. For additional information, please contact your T-Equipment product specialist.